status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Yeah, ride around the city with a stick all black. Try with a stove, but we ain't with all that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Made $1 million and I can't go back. Got a lot of jewelry on me, man, can't hold that. 12 asking better, tell him that I ain't so crack. Know your money long when your people can't fold that. I'm ballin', yeah. My mama told me that did my calling. I keep that stick, I don't do no brawling. Open out the doors and let them all in here. Yeah, they all in here. Ooh, big dog. We come back to pound, so we do big dog.
Hello, my friends. How are you doing? 1 second. Stop the music. There we go. Hi. How are you doing? How is everybody? Let's give me the chat here real quick. There we go. Boom. Okay, so now I can see you. Let's close this too over here. Hi, Jan. Thank you very much for joining my YouTube channel to support it. Really awesome. Jens from Germany. Hi, thanks for joining. Eric from liebe Grüße aus Nachbarbezirk Meidling. Hey, someone from Vienna too. So he comes from other district in Vienna. Pretty awesome. Really cool. And who else is here? Andrzej from Poland. Hi, how are you doing? By the way, I completely forgot this week to announce the stream, so sorry for that. I don't know. I didn't announce it on Facebook, and then I also forgot to put it in the video because I was so I don't know, busy cutting it and putting these overlays in there and effects and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope some more people are joining. Hi, Joe from Ukaipa Khalif. Where is that? Interesting. Hi, thank you. Hi, Jason from Illinois. Hi, Christian from Frankfurt. Awesome to see you again. Really cool. Also, this time I have a really cool surprise for you because I got mail. Wait a second. Okay, I think, yeah, I hit everything here. There, you see. Let's hide this a little bit better. Oh, the video is going super dark. So I got I got mail from Trude. She sent me some really cool stuff from Norway. So we're going to have a look at that. I hope she's here. Maybe wait until Trude is here so she can see the unpacking too. I mean, she knows what's in the packet, of course, but just so she sees, I don't know, she's online. Or I think she said she doesn't have time and watches this later. Maybe that's the case. I forgot. 1 second. Sorry, with the second screen here. I don't know how other streamers do that when they look at the second screen, but it still looks like they're looking at the camera. I don't know. Maybe put it up here or something. Let's see. The camera is going really dark when I have this bright package in here. Okay. Your mic is a little hot. Is it? Oh my God. I'm sorry. One second. I have to fix that. There's always something going wrong. What's going on today? 1 second. It's the right mic. What do the filters do? 1 second. What is this? Noise suppression. 1 second, 1 second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that looks good. Can I pull this a little bit lower? The settings are okay. Oh, okay. I see. I have to put this down. Now it should be okay, right? Now it's better. I think I kind of kicked it with my, I don't know, mouse or something while I had the package up. Thank you very much for telling me. Let's see who else joined. Hi, Volkmar. Thanks for joining. Hi, Stuart from Scotland. Joe from California. Jason, hi again from Illinois. Sabine, hi from Baltic Sea, Germany. Really awesome to see you all here. Very cool. Should we unpack it now or later? I also have my famous cup here, which for now is filled with just hot water and milk because I should have some awesome Norway coffee in here. Let's do it right now, right? Okay, thanks. I need to go a little bit back here. Okay, let's. Don't kick it over. Okay. Let's see if I have already 1 second. I've cut it open to see there's no kind of nasty surprise in here. Okay, there we go. Hi, Saw. How you doing? Thanks for joining. There we go. What do we have in here? Awesome. All right. Ooh. Okay. So what's this? This is the coffee. She said it's really cool because you like, I like coffee. So she bought some Firel coffee. This one is instant and apparently really famous in Norway, right? So I will drink some of that in a second. Ooh, there's even more. It's frokost coffee. Frokost, but I guess it means like it's minced coffee, like already grounded coffee, not minced, grounded. Also from Friel. She's not working for that company. She just said that this is her favorite coffee and it's very famous in Norway. So this is why she sent it to me. This is not an advertisement for that coffee. Hi, Hjalmar. Sorry, you have been so often in my stream and still I don't know how to pronounce that. This is Hjalmar from Qatar. Hi, how you doing? Hi, Avery from, I don't know where, I guess the US, based on the name, I'm guessing, but let's see. Ooh, I love chocolate. Nice. So we have some chocolate for today. I know this is a strange start for the stream, but it's also the first time I got something. There's even some cards in here. Wow. So Trude really packed a lot of stuff. Let me hold this close to the camera. So we have here, I'm not sure if you can see that. No, you can't. Okay, I have to get better at this. It's a church. It's a picture of a church. No text on the back. Let's see. What else? Hi, Carlos from Madrid. Thanks for joining. How are you doing? Ooh. Ooh. Twist. Some more chocolate. I love chocolate. I love chocolate and coffee. So that's great. Wow, there's a lot of different stuff in here. Okay, interesting. Really nice. Thank you very much, Trude. Sorry, I shouldn't look here because there I see myself. Here I'm seeing you, so I should look there. Carlos from Madrid. Hi, Avery from Texas. I knew it. There we go. Okay, what else is in here? Some bubble wrap. Always good to play with it later. Oh, there's another card here. Very nice. Some views of Norway with the how is that called? The light in the sky. The Northern Lights, right? Northern Lights. Frokost ist Frühstück. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Okay, so it's breakfast coffee. Okay, but for me, breakfast is like always. Okay, so here she also says to Olivio from Trude. Thank you very much again for sending that. By the way, if you want to send me something, you can maybe write me a message on Facebook and then I send you my address because I thought about putting it here in the chat, but that's a bit too public. So just write me a message if you want to send me something. Coffee, chocolate, anything. By the way, if you send me something, just send stuff that is sealed and packed because I'm a little bit, how can I say, worried maybe if it's like self-cooked stuff. I'm like, I don't know what's in there, you know. So sealed stuff, please, only. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for that, right? Okay. Okay, that's it. There we go. Whoa. Sorry. Okay. So let's make some coffee and then we start the Aurora Borealis. Yeah, that's true. Why didn't I not remember that? Because one of my favorite singers is called Aurora. Do you know her? She's really great. You have to look it up on YouTube. She has a very nice live performance. 1 second. So let's open this up here. And let's have some coffee right now, right here. And then we start the stream, of course. Wow. There you go. You can't see anything, right? I have to get better at that. My light is over here. You can't see it right now. Okay, let's take some of that stuff into my coffee cup here. I take a big, like, spoonful because it's a really big cup. I hope that's enough. Let's see. Ooh. There we go. Okay. There we go. Boom. Yeah. It's a little bit, some flakes are still on the top. There we go. Okay, so thank you, Trude. This is to you. Thanks for your how do you say? Nice gift. I wanted to say another word, but for your, I don't remember the word. I'm sorry, but amazing. Thank you very much. Ah, very nice. Very good. I think I put even some more coffee in it. Let's put a little bit more. There we go. Okay, now we start the stream. Good. Now I have my coffee. Hi, K21. K from UK. Hi, there's a lot of K's in that. Good. All right. Whoop. There we go. Oh, also some chocolate maybe. While we're at it, and we can make some noise at the beginning. Also, by the way, this bubble chocolate, which I have the first time tried bubble chocolate when I was in Australia, because I have relatives in Australia, which is a funny story. Maybe not that funny, but 1 second. Ooh, chocolatey. There we go. So you can see it's like, well, you can't actually. Can you see it a little bit? No, not really, right? There's these bubbles inside, right? I like it. Really good. Okay. Because I'm half Greek, as you know, and after the Second World War, Australia was looking for a lot of workers, and because they have been engaged with Europe, they invited people from Europe, especially Greek people also, I think also from other communities. And so some of my relatives decided to go to Australia. Most came back after some years, and one, I think, aunt of mine stayed there and now has a family and children and everything. And yeah, amazing. And of course, Australia is really, really beautiful. I have been there twice. It's really amazing. And it's like all continents in one continent, basically, because they have everything from peaks where you can go skiing to like really rainforest and desert and ice and everything, you know? So really everything wrapped up in one place. It's really amazing. By the way, sorry, we are starting the stream in a second. If you want to read a really, really good book and some English language that is just mind-blowingly beautiful, you should read the book. It's called Roots, I think. Book? Is it called Roots? No, it's not called Roots. Sorry, Roots is something completely else. That's the famous American movie. I'm talking about something else. What is it called? Paths? Paths? Wait, she's called the Camel Girl Australia. What's her name? Robin Davidson. There we go. Robin Davidson, that's her name. And she, there we go. It's called Tracks, actually. So I was completely off. That's the book here. Oh, let me switch over here real quick. Where I am. Boom. This one. Read. Oh, and now it's a different cover. I don't know why. The one I have is this one. You can get it on Kindle for like $5 or so. Such beautiful language, and she's just a great writer. I think she only wrote like 2 books or something in her life, or 3 books, but this one is amazing. And this is where she was walking on foot with camels that she captured herself and trained herself from the center of Australia to the west coast through the outback desert on foot. It's like, I think 3,000 miles or something like that. She took, I think, 8 or 9 months for that trip. Always being in the wild. Like, okay, she took some like breaks in between, not breaks where she went back to the city, but she was living with Aborigines and stuff like that, just to like get back her energy and stuff like that, right? So that's a really cool story if you want to read that. Okay, about the stream today, we have of course the challenge, which excuse me, what's going on here? 1 second. Is there some stuff I can't show? Okay, Niels, what are we going to do here? Okay, let me think. I mean, you don't see anything, but still, I think I'm gonna delete it for now. Remove No, wait a second. Remove comment. Yes, remove comment. Sorry. Had to remove it. No nudity, because I don't want to be blocked on Facebook. Sorry, on YouTube. There we go. Let's write a comment for Niels too. Niels, sorry. Had to remove it. No nudity. There we go. Okay, sorry for that. There we go. We're back. Okay, so no nudity, of course, especially because of YouTube and their limitations and stuff like that. So, of course, we have our challenge. But, of course, we also want to do some photo editing today. And we're going to start with that. So this is, by the way, this is Claudia, and I have a lot of beautiful pictures of her. I should have linked her Instagram account, which I can't remember right now. If you're watching, maybe send me a Facebook message. Probably not the best idea because it's popping up here. I can link it next time because I'm doing photos with her all the time. That shouldn't be a problem, right? Let's have a look at the chat real quick, and then we start to look at the pictures. Whoop. Sorry, Russell says, hi, happy Sunday to you. Thank you very much. Your audio is distorted slightly still. What is going on today? I don't know. It's really strange. I didn't change anything about my audio equipment, but sometimes, is it better now? I pulled it a little bit lower because otherwise I can still look at the filters. There's some noise suppression, but I didn't change anything. Suppression level. I don't know what it could be because here it doesn't hit the top when I look at my filter. And let's reset the preset. 1 second. So now the preset is on original settings again. So maybe that's better. Otherwise, I don't know. I can't tell you what's going on right now. Why this is maybe now it's better. It's allowed on Facebook. It should be also on YouTube anyways. Ridiculous. Yeah, it is. I don't know. They are too strict on these kind of things, and especially on YouTube. If you stream something, that might be a problem also today, where if you see too much skin and then you have these automatic robots looking at the video and they decide, oh, that's skin, that has to be nudity, so they kind of block it. So that's always a little bit of a problem with editing photos too in the live stream. Inner City says audio is fine here. Okay, that's good. Andrea, sounds okay to me. Okay, that's good. Must have been the gremlins. Probably. Okay, good. So let's open up Photolab here. Wait, I will switch you over to talk to live view real quick so I can open up Photolab and see that not any strange things are showing up. 1 second. Photolab. There we go. Okay. I'm kind of lazy with editing my own pictures, which is strange because I like shooting them. But I also take a lot of time editing them, like hours on one project, and you also have to like come up with the idea and stuff like that. So this is why sometimes I'm really slow. And there is pictures we have shot in 2020 and have still not edited them. So that's really not good. Wait a second. So this was the first one. Let's go to the second one. What do we... no, this is something else. I know you can't see it right now, but this is because I'm still looking at the pictures, so we don't like show things that shouldn't be shown. 1 second. What is this? Okay. Oh, there's already a selection here. Oh no, this is the one picture I selected. There's some other stuff here. Yeah, I've already selected some. Okay, I can switch over again. Oh wait, let me close the chat so I can see it over here. Hi from Australia, Barry. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. So there we go. Now we have the work live view. It's a little bit dark as I'm seeing right now. Let's hope that works out. Okay. So as you can see, I'm shooting, oops, okay, there's like a Christmas thing my mother bought this year. And as you can see, I'm shooting a lot of pictures. How can I make them big? No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, it's big up here, I'm sorry. Like this, so you can see I'm like shooting a ton of different pictures. I've selected some of them, and I thought we start to edit one of them. By the way, I realized that portrait photography is not like the most favorite thing to watch on my channel. Maybe we start like that. That's a good idea. I wanted to talk to you about the projects I'm thinking about doing. Let's go to Pinterest real quick here. No, Pinterest, there we go. Okay, so I want to do a mix between like a plain portrait is like not interesting enough maybe, and I also do like these composite fantasy things, so to combine that in an interesting way. And I have here like all these kind of things that I've collected. I already have done a shooting like this, not that many flowers. Next time I need to get more flowers. A lot of them are rather darker from the aesthetic, but we can do also more like colorful stuff. There's portrait ideas here, stuff like that. So let's have a look at that. I don't know why, but I like these pictures really a lot. They are very dark and very like, I don't know, a little bit, how do you say, a mix between beautiful and, do you see morbid maybe? Some like darkish, you know, depressed a little bit, evil in some way, but at the same time beautiful, you know what I mean? So, for example, this one is really amazing. That is very beautiful. And I was thinking about like building these hat pieces, not exactly like this, but like my own kind of versions of that, and then creating these as photos. But because we want to do some composite stuff to combine it with other things like I've done, when you look at my Instagram stuff, of course, this kind of, we have these more colorful, playful things that I'm doing. So like this one here, but maybe even brighter, you know? Because for some reason, if I do my own works, I tend to be rather dark from the pictures and from the scene that I edit, because this was a daylight picture here. It's not a night picture at all. I've edited it to be a night picture. This is an actual night picture here, as you can see. There's very little editing here in this one, but you know that I'm doing like these kind of things when I use pictures from the internet. I mean, they are also dark. If I look at them, actually, they are also dark, right? Yeah, so maybe that's my thing. I mean, most of them are dark, right? Yeah, okay. Macop? What is Macop? What does that mean, Jason? And so there's a lot of things, like these are also very nice. Ah, this one is beautiful. Look at that. It, again, it's dark, but it's at the same time bright and playful, colorful, just like, I really like this kind of thing. And to work on these kind of things myself, to shoot these kind of pictures myself, maybe outside, maybe inside. So I'm talking right now with different people about the equipment I need for that. And by the way, people have said, the last editing wasn't that good. There was a little bit of critique. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it. So I think it's okay, you know, not everybody has to like everything. Also, if it comes to portraits, I'm not the super expert, to be honest, right? So because portrait is a very specific, specialized, not that easy to do thing, right? From the photographing to the editing, it requires a lot of different skills that are not involved in other things, like doing these kind of pictures, like this kind of stuff here. You don't need the portraits kind of techniques for that. This is something else, right? So I mean, when we mix that into something else, that's maybe also good, because we can apply some techniques from portrait editing, but we don't have to be like super detailed in that area, right? There's so many beautiful pictures here. Look at this one, man. Wow. Okay, really good. And it's always good to be learning. It's always good to be on the move and like be inspired by other people and see what they are doing with their kind of technology. And I think there's a lot of technology also involved here, right? Where was this other picture? This for example. Look at the head, like look at the face. It's like it's almost removed from the rest of the picture. It's so like it's floating in front of the body. It's really creepy at a certain like way. But also very nice, very interesting. I'm not sure if you can actually see that because the surrounding is so bright. I don't know why Pinterest decides to be white instead of dark gray or something. I think now you can see it better. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. That's amazing, right? That is really great. I'm actually not sure if this is actually her body because it probably is, but it looks so different, you know? So yeah, to be inspired by that. And just to make bigger, more interesting projects. Oh, this is also good. There's a lot of digital background here, I'm sure. I don't think this is like real because it looks digitally painted here. The makeup is really amazing, which is also hard to do. And the headpiece again is like, wow, so beautiful. And I want to become that good, you know, in that kind of area. Not maybe, like I said, not specifically portrait photography, but including portrait photography is what I mean, right? I love dark fairy tale style. Is that what it's called? You can't please everybody. Yes, that's true. You can't please everybody. I shouldn't even try, you know? It's good to be edgy. I am too rounded, maybe. You know what I mean? I would like to be more edgy, but I'm not. I'm often too friendly. It's good to be a little bit like, it gives more substance. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of things. I don't like to do these kind of floating in front of the camera kind of things because they're completely overdone, I think. Let's have a look here. What is it? I don't know. Let's say playing card portraits. Let's see. Maybe something is potting. No, that's not what I mean. Photography. Yeah, this kind of thing here, you know. It's nice if people do it, but I feel like if I would do it, it's like so super overdone. Everybody's like this, okay, hold something close, and then the background is like, we have a lot of this bokeh, and I'm not saying don't do it. It's really cool if you want to do it, but I feel like it's just like too much at that point. Everybody's doing this kind of stuff here, this kind of thing, so I want to do something different. Also, of course, the things that actually interest me. There's, interestingly enough, not that many other things here that are popping up with this kind of floating style, but anyways. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things in here. Also with the color, this is so beautiful here, look at that. This is also a great idea, which I want to try. Maybe we can edit something like this today, where everything is kind of gray, and you can see, I feel like it has a taste of dark green. I might be wrong, but I think this is not gray, it's dark green. And then you have these colors, and it's like such a beautiful contrast. Let's have a look here in Affinity Photo real quick and see if that's actually dark green. Kind of like Angelina Jolie in Magnificent. I don't know. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Let's have a look here. Let's see what this color here is. Is it actually gray? It feels so green. Ha! I knew it! You see? It's gray-green. Haha. Okay, I was right. Okay, also this changed the color right now, but never mind. This is the original color from here, so is that there's a hint of green in the gray. And this is why this is now also a better contrast for these red colors, right? So that's interesting. These are like the small details, but you really feel them, right? Okay, let's close this again. So that might be an idea, you know, for today, to do something like this, for example. I also would like to do something like this sometime soon, like this project that I did, that I think a lot of people like this one here with the glowing background. So yeah, there's a lot of topics I want to research and get really good this year in these kind of things, right? So let's see how far I can come. We can come together, right? So I can share everything with you. It takes a long time to get accomplished, so much to learn, but I love the whole learning process, says Inner City Unit. Yes, absolutely. It's also what I like, you know, always be a little bit on the on the edge and on trying new things and stuff like that. And I'm by the way, I'm also from the books I'm reading right now. Let's have a look here again. It's called, I think I told you last time. What is it called? The guy from Pixar. Pixar book. Creativity Inc. Yeah, and he was also today. This is actually really interesting to listen to or to read stuff like that. And he was talking about Walt Disney. And it's like, Walt Disney, he was always on the edge on trying new technologies and inventing new things, new techniques, bringing color to movies and having these, I think his company also invented the matte painting, stuff like that. He said some stuff that he was doing, like Walt Disney, and he was always driving his people to say, okay, let's become better, let's try new things, let's be inspired by all the kinds of things you can do. So that's always good to rather say, okay, I'm not finished, I want to learn some new stuff, right? Okay, so let's go back to the process here. And I have already filtered out some pictures, so we can turn off all of this stuff here and then just look at the pictures that I have already selected. There's some good stuff in here. Okay, I've already edited this one. That's the one on my Instagram account. I think this one is the one I chose. There is this, where she's lying on the ground. This one where she's like looking into the sky under the tree. And maybe this one is even better. Oh, okay. I haven't selected, I see, I haven't selected from the other because we have been on several places. Let's see. So here, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. Like this stuff here is also very nice. And then we have other scenes where she's standing in between these kind of leaves here. Well, the background is too bright, so this wasn't a good one. And oh, this is nice. Where she's kind of sleeping on the ground. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit close to the edge. This one. The hand gesture here is better. You see how much that the difference is. Like this gesture is more passionate, right? More emotional, and this one is more resting, right? So that's interesting to have these different kind of, this is why I also take so many pictures, to have these kind of choices afterwards. There she's too much to the edge. Not she, but I photographed it too much to the edge. Let's see, there's also these kind of perspectives here from the side. So yeah, we have to figure out what we want to edit today. And like I said, I wanted to include you in the full process to see like all the steps that I'm doing, right? So this time it's a portrait. And let's see how far we can get with that. I mean, that's also interesting. Could maybe do some fog coming out of her mouth, maybe that could be interesting. I can like mark this here, and then what? Why is this? Okay, it went away. Did I set the wrong rating? Oh, I said 1 star. No, that's not good. Let's set 5 stars here. Or is it? Is this the right one? This is better because the horns here are cut, although it has a better flow. Let's see. This is a little bit far away, but still, I mean, we can crop it, so that's interesting. I'm not sure how much you can see of that, because it's very small on the screen. I'm sorry about that. Oh, there we have her in front of some, how do you say? Like, what are they called? These kind of on the, I don't know. Sorry. There's too much shadow in her face. That's not good. There she's sitting on the ground. That's also interesting, maybe. With some stuff in the foreground. That's too dark. The problem is when you photograph alone, yeah, you don't have anyone to hold these kind of sun reflectors and stuff like that. So these are very dark in the face. Maybe not do one of those today. And I kind of want to do one that is like horizontal so you can see more. Oh, these are nice too. I'm not sure what to do with them though right now. You see, we took pictures on a lot of locations here. I think this one I edited a little bit. Okay. Yeah. The lane lady would be interested. Would be interesting. Yeah, maybe let's do that, right? Take a long time. Okay, I've already read that. There she is in this kind of house here, like an old house looking out of the window. And we took a lot of different perspectives here. That's also kind of nice. I also, of course, take a lot of pictures because I'm searching for the right kind of like motive or stuff like that, which is also something that gets a lot better with experience. Where you take less and less pictures, the more you have experience, you know, in with these kind of things. The hand is very hidden in this one. We can maybe make it more visible with light. This one is nice. Is it? I think it's blurry. It's not sharp, right? Let's see over here in the face. Yeah, it's blurry. Okay, so this is not a good. Oh, wow. Okay, with the dress, really nice. And this one was when I had the lens really new. So I was like using, I think 1.4 or something like that all the time. You can see this is sharp and this is not sharp, although it's like a little bit behind that, which of course is stupid. Just because you have a lens with 1.4, you don't have to use 1.4. Sometimes you just use like 4 or 5 or something like that. So you get the sharpness in the foreground and in the background. Ooh, that's also nice. Whoops. But we can really edit the one where she's lying on the ground. Maybe that's the best idea for now. Ah, there's my skull. I love the pictures with the skull. There we go. My famous skull, always with me. Not always, of course. I'm just saying, like, when I take photos, I think it's like a really nice prop. So nice. Oh, there's the one where she has the hands on the skull. Ah, this is a nice one. Whew. Very nice. Okay. Is it sharp? Yeah, kind of. Good enough. There she has the eyes open. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Huh. I have to mark one of those so I remember that later on. To edit one of those. Look at that. Okay, the face here is not that good. I think at that point she was also a little bit tired already because we had taken photos for hours and it was really cold at that day. So it's really amazing that she like was sitting there with like, you can see like undressed arms, stuff like that. I should maybe use my arrow keys to go through the pictures. She looks really suffering in this one. So I was saying, like, dude, like you think about some maybe lost love or something like that. There she looks a little bit more sleeping. This one is also nice, but the face is not as good as with the horizontal pictures. The face looks a little bit tired. No. There's the eyes cut. This is something I've learned in the meantime, is never cover the eye. Because it's always strange. It's always like, I mean, in this case, it's maybe not too bad, but in most of the time, covering the eye is not a good idea because the viewer wants to look into the eye of the model because this is where we connect to the soul and to the emotion and all these kind of things. And when it's covered up, you can't. So you're kind of restricted from that, and that's not good, right? So, should we do something with that? I don't know. So this is also part of photo editing, is this searching process of what is the best picture, what do you want to do with that. So there's one from top down, different kind of angle, different kind of dynamic, also very nice. The eyes a little bit covered here, so maybe that's okay. I like how the hands on the skull are really nice. Refrain from posting links. Sorry, yes, you can't post links in here. The dress can be the sun and the leaves could be snow. I'm not sure what you mean by that. The dress can be the sun and the leaves could be snow. Yes, the model lying down is really cool. Yeah, we can look into that. Let's have a look through, like, how many more. Oh, we have a lot more pictures here. I take like hundreds of pictures if I do. Oh, like 691 pictures, as you can see here. Oh, there's another one where but this was like a complete fail. Like that, this is not a good. I thought like this kind of dreamy position, but where you like, you know, you rest your palm, you rest your face on the palm like this, and then you dream about something, but the hand gesture has to be different. I feel like classic paintings are really great to get hand gestures. So this didn't work. But today, of course, we have the huge benefit that you can look it up on Pinterest or stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. She looks very suffering. So for the motive, for the idea of the pictures, it's not that bad, but the hand position, maybe the hand should have been this way, you know, like this, and not like this. This is a little bit like strange. So maybe this would have been better, right? In the other way. Yeah. So yeah, it's a process. Oh, there's the other way. But there she's not resting. She's just touching her face. So that's different. Is there one where she's resting on the palm? No, not really, right? Whoops. Okay, so this doesn't work. Oh. Do we have another one? I completely forgot about those. That's also nice. Okay. It's also nice. What would you do with that? And I also have to take a lot more care of the hair when I take pictures. That's also the biggest problem. And these are the ones where she's lying against the, what is it called? Poison ivy or mostly ivy, I guess, because she didn't get any rash or something. So that is very nice. Like if you have some kind of foliage behind you and you put the long hair on that, you get this kind of really beautiful structure. That kind of, you can do really cool stuff with that, right? You can edit this in a really cool way, and you have this huge dimension, right? And all these hairs point to the face, also perspectively really cool. Okay, so maybe let's still do the one where she's lying on the ground. Either this one, which is very nice, or this one where it's from a perspective. So both of them are pretty cool. Maybe this one. I feel this one has more dynamic in it, right? Should we do this one? Let's go to customize. Oh, we are already in customize. Okay. Don't forget about the time. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna sort by that. But like I said, this time I'm doing the editing, and then if we're not getting finished this time, I'm doing the editing next time too. So you can see me do a complete project. So this was kind of the searching part. Let's do this picture here now. Let's maybe make it a little bit brighter here. And this is in Photolab, which is, I think, amazing, really good for these kind of things. Selective tone, shadows, highlights. Whoops, no. Shadows a little bit brighter maybe, like so. So we see a little bit more of that. Midtones a little bit darker. So this is one of my favorite tools to get started, like to do the raw editing. Micro contrast, we can work on that a little bit. You see, look at the flowers. Look at this kind of part here. Let's zoom in here a little bit. And you can see, like, if you look at these details, if I turn this off, and on, how much this gives more detail. See here, this is kind of this bloom over the face, and then I turn this on, and it's more crisp, right? Whew, there's a lot of dust here in the flowers. We have to look at if we have to remove that. Although this makes the skin very crispy, so maybe that is too much. Let's reduce this a little bit, like so. Okay. I don't want to do much. I don't want to do too much because I want to do the rest in Affinity Photo. Let's do this kind of prime noise reduction here, which I think you can't see in the preview. You can only see when it's rendered, which is a little bit strange. I think that's good enough for now. Okay, so let's go over here, and then we start here with Viveza, which is my next step that I'm doing, Viveza 2 from Nick Collection, right? Beautiful photo, the one chose. Thank you very much, Daniela. Awesome, thanks. Jens says, Olivia, don't forget about... yeah, I've already read that. Cord says, I also shoot way too much in one session. Yes, I always like shoot way too much stuff. But it's good because afterwards you can... I mean, sometimes you're overwhelmed, but it's at least you have the pictures, right? Also for my computer, since I need its process... okay, yeah, that's also a problem, right? Okay, let's not do the update right now. There we go. Some coffee real quick. Okay, so let's see what we want to do here. This armpit here is a little bit of a problem. We have to see how we can fix that. I think let's make maybe the face a little bit brighter here. And maybe also a little bit warmer. There we go. And this is like where Viveza is really good at. Like, you can see if I hold Alt. No, that was the wrong one. Sorry, if I hold, no. Control. You can see that what kind of parts of the pictures are affected by that. So depending on the background, like you can see here, it's just this area, and here it's just this area of the picture. So you can really decide what kind of thing you want to do on what kind of part. So when I go over here, you can see that this part now is different. We can actually do that. So let's bring a little bit more structure here. By the way, I'm a little bit limited right now because I'm realizing I'm working in 1080p, which usually have a higher resolution, but I set it to 1080p when I'm streaming, so the icons are bigger for you on the screen. But at the same time, everything looks a little bit washed, blurry, right? Because the resolution is so low. So yeah, let's see. So a bit more structure here, warm this up a little bit. Like so. So that's, I think, a good starting point. You can also see here the before and after of what has been changed. And then, of course, I do a lot more editing in Affinity Photo. So these are just the starting points. Should we do something else right now? Because I think we do most of the stuff in Affinity Photo then. Yeah, let's keep it like that. Okay. Can you clone some leaves over the armpit? That's a good idea. We could do that. That's actually a good idea to place something over that. Maybe some leaves and maybe something else. Where's the... Oh, it added the original. I didn't want to do that. I forgot to change the settings. Anyways, that's okay. Let's export this real quick. Export to disk as a JPEG right now. And then I think I will do this into... Where should we put that? Let's put it into downloads right now. I can make a new folder here. 000 Claudia. Okay. So we could put it in here so I find it easily. Yes, just export that. Okay. No, yeah, I think, like, let me see. I hope the stream is actually in 1080p, because sometimes I stream on Facebook and then it changes to a lower resolution. No, it's 1080p. That's good. Okay, so this should be like, maybe it's not as good as my as my videos, because they are uploaded and of course have a different kind of compression then, but it should be like close to that from the quality, right? Okay, let's go here and open this up in downloads, and then I have to find the folder, which should be somewhere here. There we go. Open this up. Okay, so now the question is what we are going to do with this. Okay, first thing that I'm doing often, let's duplicate this, is to open this now up in here in Nick Collection, color effects, for example, and just to get some inspiration to see the different kind of things you can do in here. Also with these kind of recipes you have here, you see these kind of pre-made things, and they can give you some kind of idea of how the picture could look eventually, right? And sometimes you see, oh, this is nice. Sometimes you see something that you really like. There's a darker version. This is this cyan orange blossom. It's a little bit too dark, but it's not too bad. Even on a cloudy day, that's also nice. And often you can just take one of those. This is one that I've created. You can see here, Ollie Prata. I don't know for what purpose I created this one, but it's very colorful. So you can also just use one of those or create one of them yourself and see where you want to go with that, right? Wow, okay. This is just bit too much. This is nice. It's very nice and dreamy. So, that could be interesting. Okay, let's cancel this. And then I guess we start out by doing frequency separation and fixing the skin a little bit. Although, let me see. You know what? Let's close this real quick. Let's go into Photolab again. Because Photolab has a very nice, interesting brush that is very quick to use. So maybe let's try to do this over there. And then we switch over to Affinity Photo after that. 1 second. It's this one here. And also here it's non-destructive. We have this repair, I think this one. Yes, and the good thing here is you can see if I zoom in, it's like changing the size, or like not changing the size. You can see the brush is now smaller when I zoom in, and this allows me to very quickly like fix these kind of damages without having to constantly like change the brush size. Also, I can change the brush size by holding control and just using my mouse wheel, so that's also nice. But you can see like you go over this and it very quickly like can fix these kind of errors, and you can just like click on them and remove them. So sometimes this can be very useful. Let's see how good of a progress we make here, and then we can still do it in Affinity Photo. But I think this is working actually pretty good. You can see it's very nice, quick process. And if you hold the, how do you say, space key, then it also, you can move the canvas. So that's a good thing. Just remove some of that stuff. Let's zoom out here a little bit and see. There's one down here. Oops. Let's do it like that. Okay. Good. So this is already not too bad. You can also, if you press the mouse wheel, you can see the before and after, which is very nice because it gives you a very quick preview. So that's also a good thing to have. We could clean up some of these here. Let's zoom in here a little bit closer. Does it do a good job? Not really. That was not that great. So maybe I have to do these in Affinity Photo. No, That's not good. Okay, so let's leave them for now. That wasn't the best kind of thing. Okay, let's go on and fix some of those over here. There we go. Quick work. There's some hair here. Maybe we can also remove that. Yeah, good enough. There we go. Boom. That was... well, it's good enough. Okay. You only see it if you know it. There's a little bit of a, like, the shadow is kind of not at the right position, but it's actually not really visible, especially because it's blurred in that kind of area here. So let's remove some of those parts here. Is there something more over there? No, not really. Okay, good. Let's zoom out. And as you can see, we have already fixed all of these things on the skin. There's something that looks strange. What is that here? Okay, fixed it. Let's fix this too. Oop, that didn't work. No. Okay, that's another job for Affinity Photo, I guess. Okay, what does a stream say? Glowing horns. We can look into that. Yes, that might be an idea. The horns and she lying on the ground made me think of her as an angel. Laugh opposite. Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Good. So we have that. Now export this again. Export to disk. There we go. We will overwrite the last file because is it still open here? No. Okay, good. Let's wait for this to finish. You see down here the bar. I'm not sure if you can see the bar. Anyways, why is it so slow? Oh, because now it has to fix all these things for real. So that might take a little bit. Let's have a sip of coffee. Also need to remove the... sorry, 1 second. Okay, there we go. Wow, that's a lot slower. Okay, there we go. So let's see what we can do with that. I need some ideas here. And like I said, I'm not going to finish this today. Okay, so that's already a lot nicer. Now we can go in here and fix some of those maybe. Let's make a new layer. Or should we do frequency separation first? Because last time I did this the wrong way. Let's see, what would we do here? Can softness up the lips a little bit. This part here is kind of strange. I'm not actually sure how to treat that or maybe leave it like that. We have to fix this part here in some way. Putting a leaf there is a good idea. We have to fix the tattoo over here. Last time I did that with the InPaint brush. So if we don't do frequency separation right now, we can actually. I mean, let's give it a try. Still, let's duplicate this and just give it a try to see what we can do with that. Arrange. Where is it? Filter frequency separation. There we go. Let's zoom in here a little bit and see. Let's go like this. That looks good. So you want to have a little bit of a structure of the face left, right? Not left, but like see the structure of the skin, stuff like that, the skin texture. So you can work with that. And now we could technically have a look in here to see, for example, if I would use the smudge brush in here, what kind of result we would get from that. If I would smudge this around a little bit. Let's see. You see it's already changing. There's a lot of dark spots still left. We can also fix that. So now it's a little bit softer than before. I should have copied it before, but we can undo that. So this was before. And this is... no, sorry. This is after. So it's a little bit softer, right? Let's undo this again and then duplicate this. So we have kind of a before and after. Hi Enrico from Venice, how are you doing? I would use the liquify persona, but for what? Liquify persona for what? Wait a second. So let's make a little bit more flow here. Make this a little bit bigger. Try this again. It looks, looks very wrong right now. So that's not what we want to do here, because now if you do this, it looks super muscular, because it's now the shadow is turning into just skin, and then it looks like this is bulging, right? Maybe fix that later. I'm actually not sure what to do with that right now. So maybe we can also cover it with something. That's kind of a good idea always. If you don't know what to do, maybe find a way to cover it up with something else. Probably if we have looked for the other pictures, I had some where the arm is better than here. Okay, so maybe we can cover this with something down here. That would be a good idea. So let's concentrate maybe on this part for the face for this episode. Okay, so let's delete the frequency separation for now. Not do that. Highlight the shoulder. How do you rate Photolab? I think Photolab is one of my favorite tools for raw adjustment, like the basic first things you want to do, or even like if there's not that much to do, like the complete edit. Okay, so let's go for this part here. Let's do, let's remove these white spots here. Make this a little bit smaller here. And let's see if this can do a good job here. Oh, it has to be current layers and below. We can, oh, this is actually not too bad. Okay, that's kind of good. Good. Nope, that wasn't good. Okay. And this is like often in like photo editing, you have these moments where you just turn on music and then you just do these kind of little things that suck up a lot of time often, but they're also important to do. Yeah, that's good. Nope, that wasn't good at all. That's better. Nope. Ah, it's annoying. The last one wasn't great. Yeah, let's leave it like that. Okay, what does the chat say? Or take hair from other photo? That's a good idea, to put some hair there. That's actually a very good idea that I can do that. Okay, that's good. Nope, that was too much. That's actually okay. Let's try to fix this one here. And that's like also the difference from when I usually do these quick edits in my tutorials or the other kinds of effects I've done before for Instagram. But in that case, a lot of the stuff is already prepared because I'm using photos from Unsplash, right? So these are already edited and you just put them together, which of course saves you a ton of time. What is this here? Is that light or is there some other stuff on here? I don't know. Okay, let's try to fix this quicker. And then, of course, when you have your own pictures, you have to go through the full process of doing these things and adjust them. And that can be a little bit slower, of course. Or a lot slower, depending on what you want to do. There we go. Let's fix some of that stuff here. Go a little bit faster. And this is blurry anyways, which is our luck, so we don't have to look at every little detail here. Maybe fix this also. Also good sometimes to zoom out to see if that's actually still okay, or if you're doing something that looks really strange at the finished result. There we go. That's already better. You see, before, after. So that's a good start. Okay, so these are fixed roses. Fixed roses. That's that. Okay, good. Let's play a little with the general concept. So let's go here and have an HSL adjustment and pick this color from orange, like this one here. And see if we desaturate that. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong. You see, if we desaturate that, we are only left with these red colors. So this is kind of similar what we have seen before. Because everything has to be so perfect, it stops being natural. Yeah, but what does natural mean? Is art natural? Photography is not natural, right, in itself, and art is not natural also. So it's a cultural view from the starting point, right? Everything you do as a person is something you have done for reasons. So it's not natural in that sense. So you always create some kind of image, and the concept of nature in itself is a concept that is rather new. It's the most of the concept we have right now from nature is from the romantic time of writing and stuff like that, where you have this kind of positive idea of nature. Humanity hasn't had that kind of concept before that. They actually didn't like nature before that. They didn't have an eye for the beauty of nature because nature wasn't beautiful before the industrial age. Nature was a killing machine. You went to the forest and you died by wolves or bears or stuff like that. So nature is not, you wouldn't go to a forest for a walk because you would die there, right? So this is not, you wouldn't go for a swim. People didn't go for a swim in the past because, yeah, creatures would just kill you, but they're not around anymore, right? In most of the parts of, like, in Europe and stuff. Of course, in other countries they are. I wouldn't suggest you go into the forest in Brazil or something like that. You'd probably die there, right? So it's very like, what is that? What is natural? What does it mean, right? There's a lot of different concepts. And I think like art is in most cases, or the things we create are about expression of what we want to show. And that's depending on, you can show imperfection too. You can show super perfection. There's a lot of different things you can show, right? So, and it also depends on your image of the world. Is something that is ugly beautiful, for example? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It really depends on that, right? There's a lot of different concepts for that. Okay, by the way, one thing I would really like to see in Affinity Photo is where you could make a filter out of this kind of selection, like a mask. So I can recolor that with something else, which right now I can't. Of course, I can like go so and then change the color like so, but that might not be what I want to do, right? So yeah, but this is the kind of green, maybe there's a little bit of green in here, this kind of green and then red effect we had from the other picture. Can make this a little bit darker. There is a little bit of stuff here on the lips, but you can paint a mask on that. So let's see. I mean, art can be a ton of different things, right? All kinds of things. So yeah, it's very versatile. We have a lot of problem over here in this area, so we have to paint the mask. And this is very gray right now. I'm not very happy with the color this has or the look it has right now. But could be an idea, right? There we go. So this is one idea we can go. And then push the rest, like the skin, into the different direction. I'm not sure. So Daniela says, Olivia, there's a green spot down to the bottom of the roses. Oh yes, I forgot about that. Thank you for telling me. I completely forgot about that spot here. We have to fix that. 1 second, and I'll read the other comment. Why doesn't this like... It's not exactly great. Let's take the brush here, current layers and beneath, make this harder, make it smaller, like so. No. No. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, there is some more. Okay, 1 second. There's some stuff here too. Then I'm gonna have a look at the other comment. 1 second. Come on. Okay, let's just leave it like that. There we go. There's always like a million things you can then do and edit and stuff. Like let's leave it like that. Okay, good. What was the other comment? Normal skin changes are not a blemish. What says? Normal skin changes are not a blemish. Why do you remove them? I would remove the big pimple, but not pigment spots. They are part of the human being. Yeah, that depends, right? A little bit more orange. Make the rose a little bit more orange, really? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of... feel like it's better that way. All right, so what else can we do here? I want to put a vignette. I want to think about the overall concept of what we want to do here. So I have more focus on the face, and then this is kind of getting more blurry. Maybe we can also hide that part in the blur. Let's make a live filter here for depth of field. Let's go like this. And then, for example, if we make the rest very blurry, maybe also that part is less visible. Doesn't look good though. That's the interesting thing about if you make a creative process, it's always kind of a puzzle. And how to solve that puzzle is then the artistic expression, basically. Because everybody finds a different solution to that puzzle. You know what I mean? So you have this. That is solved a little bit better. So that might be a good thing. We can also crop it a little bit more, right? I should also make it bigger so you can see it better. Now the arm looks like it is filled with pure fat. Are you looking at a different stream? I don't know. Because I didn't change the arm. I undid the arm. It's the same thing as before, right? Or did you mean like before? You mean with the blur on that right now? Yeah, there is like a skin that is hanging here, so we can either cover that up or push it in a little bit with liquify, so that would be a possibility. And then we also would have to solve this. We can try with a leaf here, right? Let's make a rough selection of that leaf here, like so. There we go. Let's copy this and then put it over here, like so. Make a more solid shadow. Yeah, I was thinking like using also like a vignette, right, on that part. I'm just copying this multiple times. It's not the end result. It's just like to see if we put something here, how that would look. Of course, this is like perspectively not exactly how it should be, but like a starting point. It's not too bad, right? Let's take this down here. Put some stuff over here. Yeah, that's not too bad, right? That's an interesting idea. We can do that. And just try to find some different leaves, maybe from another picture. And then we cover up these parts. That seems good. And then we put some blur on that. Let's turn the blur on again, like so. I mean, this already works pretty good down here, right? And this maybe also, let's have a little bit less blur because it's a little bit too aggressive maybe. But so, it's not too bad, right? We can do a snow overlay or something like that. Let's try this. To be honest, let's use my snow overlays. I was just about to say something else, but never mind. Where do we have them? Where did I put them actually? Winter looks? Inspiration, January pack? Snow overlays, there we go. Let's use these ones. Place them. And then let's see if this does something interesting to the picture. Let me know if this is an interesting stream or not, because I completely realize that this is a super slow process to do. So it might not be actually interesting to watch that, but okay, that's not... we have to maybe do some different... These are too big, so that's not great. Wait, these are flakes, mangled, medium, and small flakes. Like so. These are too small. Let's take the medium and small. Like so. Yeah, the interesting thing is we have a strong perspective here, but the flakes don't have that. I mean, now they maybe do a little bit more. Place the skull over the arm. I don't think that would fit in here. Like, it has to sit somewhere, right? Okay. Also, 1 second. Let's go to Unsplash real quick here. Unsplash smoke. No, not smoke. Duh, smoke. Is it stuff like this? Ah, there we go. This is the same I used for the other picture. I wanted to try this real quick. Place. It goes to text again. This is the same thing I told you about in my video. There we go. Because I thought it might be interesting, you look like this, to have this little like cloud coming from her face, a little bit of smoke, like the last breath or something like that. Like so. That could be interesting. And we have to make the background a little bit darker so we actually see that stuff rising here. Let's give me a brush. Make that dark and big. Not this one, this one. Reduce the opacity. Okay. Let's work on the artistic concept today. Maybe that's better. Let's see. So we have this. There's a little bit too much here. Because of course I want to see the face good. This is too soft. Okay. Then also let's make another adjustment here for this one. Let's desaturate this by a lot. This is the wrong one. 1 second. Let's go like this. Okay. And then I want to invert that. And then I paint in here. Just on the background. Maybe not the horns, maybe not the arms. Did that work or not? Let's see. I think it did. Okay, good. It updated. So it's like thinking maybe having less color in the background so it doesn't take too much attention. Like so. Blur the snow that it looks like light points. That could also be interesting. Does look more like leaf shadow pattern rather than muscular or deformed. Yes, this is shadow from leaves, right? But it looks like it deforms the arm, so it's a little bit strange. Okay, let's make a second one here. Paint a little bit of a vignette on everything. Have to go a lot bigger here. Make this smaller, less opacity. There we go. Okay. So that's a little bit of the concept where I think that could be interesting. Let me remove the tattoo real quick because this is kind of annoying. And this is not the process. This is just like trying to find something that looks interesting, right? So don't think this is going to be the way I do the final result. This is just like searching for some ideas here. There we go. Tattoo is gone. It's good enough for now. Okay. I mean, this thing with the smoke is kind of nice. Let's duplicate this and make it blurry. So now we have a little bit of glow on the smoke. Okay. Let's go in here again and fix this part here because this is kind of too much. What's the time? 1:25. Okay. As you can see, it's a really slow process. I'm really slow at editing things. I would make the hair brighter. Let's do this real quick. Let's put this on top maybe. Nah, not completely on top. Let's put it here. Or should I? Wait a second, I make it with an adjustment layer. Bam, 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 bam. Here, brightness, contrast. Yes, please. Okay, let's go with brightness here, which it has a touch to this. That's not good. Brightness, contrast. Okay, let's invert this layer. Invert. And then we can paint this in here for the hair. Like so. Let's give me a little bit more steam here. I'm gonna sit here tomorrow. Okay. Good. Let's make another one. Adjustment, brightness and contrast. Put this again. Okay, invert. Make this bigger. Okay, so this is the hair, and this is the roses, and this is, let's do another one, brightness and contrast. Okay, let's go like this. Invert, paint, and then let's put this on the face. So we have a nice and bright face here, like so. And I think I will leave the part back here darker, like so. Also to have like a better view on that smoke here that's coming out of her mouth. And then maybe make this part here a little bit brighter down here. Maybe put some more, make this, oh wait a second. I'll make this a little bit darker. And then give me a little bit more edge here, like so. And then make this a little bit brighter again. Whoop, that's too small. There we go. Okay. So, yeah. You see, so now we have a little bit of a different light structure here on the face. Yeah. And I think that's kind of it for today. And then we go to the, could you read the before comment again? I really like it, but to be honest, I get lost when the tools are using, but that's on me, don't worry. I get lost with the tools you're using. Don't worry about that, because that's just a live stream, you know, so it's not a tutorial. I just like bring you along to watch the process, but it's not like explaining all the different steps, right? Hi, Tayo from Nigeria. Thanks for joining. Awesome. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of the concept for today. I have to think about that a little bit more, but that's kind of the starting point. And we could, let's go here again and have a little bit of a look at different kind of color concepts here, what they are doing as a last step for today, and then we do some more editing next time. So these are all these kind of portrait ideas. This is not too bad here. I will copy this over just to have like a little mark in here. Of course, I'm not using that. I'm just using that as a hint and then deleting it afterwards. Why is this? It's still down here. 1 second, we have to go up here. Okay, good. So there's an idea what we can do color-wise. We can look at this to get some more ideas. Let's see. And this is a project. Sorry, this is a how do you say? Process. This is a process I really would suggest to you. Like really getting inspirations from Pinterest and looking at these different color concepts they're using here, because that is really hard to figure out on your own. So you can get some really nice ideas from here and to see how these colors work together. And some of them might be too extreme or not. Wow, this is also beautiful here with the blue. This is also nice. And like I said, the artistic process is finding a solution for the puzzle. And here you have a lot of different solutions. Of course, none of them fit perfectly to your picture, but you get a good starting point on that to look at your image, right? And you can use that. Let's copy this over. And this is also called a mood board to bring these things here together because it collects different kind of moods that the picture can have. So next time you start to edit, you work on that, you have a kind of an idea in what kind of direction you want to go with that. This is nice, but a little bit too different. This is nice. Holy crap. There's so good stuff in here. There's one of these moving pictures. And by the way, this is what we talked about last time. If you look at these pictures right now, and you can see there's one moving picture, of course your eye is drawn to this moving picture. There's just a little bit of elements moving in there, but that does something. And this is kind of what I said, what I find interesting also with the discussion on the Facebook group, the difference between a picture and a GIF. And this is not even a GIF. I think this is kind of a movie thing. They have to invent kind of new files because we actually need them. We need something that has all the colors and all the quality, but at the same time is a mix between a video and a photo. There isn't a good sophisticated format for that right now. Oh, this is also beautiful here. Let's do this. Let's copy this over. Okay, so we have some really cool inspirations for next time. You can also say you can also copy them into a board, but I'm copying over here into Affinity Photo right now because then I can color pick them and play with that, right? Oh my God, there's so good works in here. 1 second. It was better when it was small, but still not too bad. We have looked at this. Let's see some color concepts here. It's too dreamy. This is kind of nice here, but not fitting. This is nice. Okay, copy. Let's put this in here. All right, good. And then the good thing is when you have that, when you look at that, right? By the way, let's save this real quick before it crashes. Let's save this. I will save it in here, but I have to save it better later on. It's a lot easier to work from this now because you see, okay, for example, here we have this kind of, how do you say, matte colors. So I can simply go into here and create a curve and then just push up the dark values like so. And this is already on a photo again, like this, and pull this down to the other side like so. And then maybe pull this down and into a little bit of a S-curve. And you can see that we can get some similar values to that. So this is a very, very easy way to get close to things where you think, or where you say, hey, this is actually interesting. I want to work with this. This is also now on top of the picture, so that was not a good idea. And this is also why I got the wrong result here. So let's pull this down a little bit more, like so. Make this a little bit darker. So this is getting close. And then let's try this real quick. We can make here a new layer. Let's set this to hue. I don't know if this works right now, but let's set it to hue real quick. And then I want to pick some color here, like so. Like this one here. And now if I would paint on that, does it do the trick or am I wrong right now? Let's see if this is gonna work or not. So if I paint on this here, make the brush a little bit bigger. So you can see this is changing the color of these elements that I'm painting on. I have to be a little bit careful here. Let's set this to maybe color. And then reduce the opacity. Maybe hue was better. And then go with the underlying blend ranges like so. Not the underlying values. Composition ranges. Yeah, so you can see I can push this into a kind of similar mood to this. Of course, I now picked only one color. You can pick several colors. Or play around with that. But this is an easy way to bring it closer to a certain look and then play around with that and see how far I can go with that, right? And you can see in here with this picture that we looked at before, let's maybe look at this picture here, it's a little bit bigger, that you have different values where the dark values are. This has a different, it's not black, it's something else. So you can have a look at that and paint that in. And the white areas here, even on the arms, the highlights, you have this kind of a little bit of a rosé tone, right? A little bit of peach, but very bright. Like more pastel, not bright, but pastel. So you can work with that kind of thing and bring a certain kind of similar situation to that. So that can be really interesting to think about these concepts. And then these kind of small things like over here, you can fix that later. That shouldn't be like too much of a problem. We have to figure out a little bit how to do that, because to be honest, I don't know how to fix that right now, but I will research it for the next part. How to restructure the surface of a arm when it's not exactly like in the position it should be. We can cover it up, or we can fix it, we can play with that. So there's a lot of different solutions here. And then some dodge and burn. There's a lot of different interesting things we can do here. But for now, we have some ideas. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's already, like, now we only have to bring the things together. I think we already have a very good concept here. I also like this kind of color thing. This one, which is also faded, very nice. Look at this. And now this is again interesting. Let's compare it to this other one here. So this is another interesting part here. If you, okay, I have to push this higher, 1 second. Look at the difference here. You have like when you look at them without comparing them directly, they look kind of similar, but you can see here that the orange tones here have a lot more bite to them, and here they are a lot more flat, almost gray, right? And when you look here, so you have these very flat orange tones that are very similar in the bear, in the basket, in the leaves, and then you have her clothing, and which is white originally, also with the smoke in the background, but they have colored it blue, which is a contrast to the orange, right? So that's interesting. While over here, they have found a different solution. So you can see how the white here has this peach color, and here the white has the blue color. And I think they chose these kind of peach color here because most of the background here has this kind of greenish dark gray tone, right? And so green and orange is a better contrast in that regard than if they would have made this dress here blue. It would be too similar to the background, while here even the background has this orange tone. And this is, as you can see here, all of the image has been reduced to orange tones and blue tones. There's no other tones in the picture, as you can see. Well, the apple is red, but I would say that's also in the orange area, right? While here, all of the colors are either this kind of dark grayish green or orange going into this kind of peachy pink, right? So it's also basically 2 or 3 colors, right? And of course, contrasting colors too, right? This one here is a different kind of thing. Also, a way to do things is that you have everything in a very similar tone, and then you work with different kind of brightnesses. So you can see here that the white is actually white in this case, so it separates her from the background, but then all the other tones are going from this kind of pink to orange. So it's in a very small area of colors again, right? So, and this is what I mean about this kind of creative puzzle. This is the interesting process to go through, right? And to learn from. So it's really interesting. Okay, so that was a kind of interesting starting point this time, selecting the pictures, doing some first steps on finding the composition and the concept of the color. And next time we go into creating the concept of the color and removing some of the errors in the picture and maybe finishing the picture, I'm not sure. And then next time maybe we need 2 more streams to finish that, or 1 more stream, right? So let's see how far we can go here with that. Okay, there we go. Let's save this for now. And then we look at the challenge, right? On everything you've done. You could do amazing things with phones, just need to know how to look at light. Yes, absolutely. You can do really good things with phones. Well, where's the conversation about phones? It might be done with After Effects. No, I don't think it's done with After Effects. It's done with an online tool that's called Proverse or something. I've done a video about that. Let's see. Oh, it has music in it. We have to stop that so I don't get problems with the copyright. I think it's called Photoverse or something. What is it called? Photoverse. Yes. This. No, that's not this. That was Plotterverse. It's called Plotterverse. This is how they do that. Okay, this is really creepy right now, but yeah, you can see here these animations. This is done with a photo. It's super simple to do them. These kind of things, because they are part of the program. It's a bit pricey because you have to pay a monthly fee. You can only do it on their website. I don't think they have the software, but you can do really cool animations in here. You can do some really interesting things here. I mean, here's some. You can also bookmark favorites. Here's one of my favorites. You can see with these animations here. This is very easy to do that. And I think they will also give you some music with it, and then you can download it as a MP4. And yeah, do these kind of things here. See, animated, pretty cool. And Plotterverse is pretty good on that. There's other software too, but I think they do it in a really good way that is smooth and looks realistic, because a lot of the other softwares that I've tried, they have where you see the loop is like it makes a little jump and then it goes on. It's like really taking you out of the moment, so that's not great. Okay. Okay, let's go to the challenge. Sorry, my brain is whoops. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Plotterverse, I had it, but didn't like it too much. You didn't like it too much? Why? I mean, it's very easy to get super cheesy with Plotterverse. I'm like that would be one of my critique points. It's very easy to make something that looks not good, like very cheesy, and on the other hand, to do something that looks really great, like the examples I showed you, it takes a lot of experience too. It's like at the technically it's not hard, but it's also not easy because you know how to use. You need to know how to use the tools so you get a nice result, and that's like the same with everything else. That's the thing. Like, using a pencil is easy, but drawing with a pencil nice is hard. So this is what I mean by that, right? Okay, let's have a look at the challenge. I've seen a lot of them have similar problems, so let's have a look at them. Here's the first one by Sabine. Very nice, really cool combination. Good idea with the horse. I really like that concept, that she has the hand on the horse. You also implemented it in a really very nice way. I like how you put together the colors on her, like with the green eyes and the dark red lips. Everything fits together really well. I think you even extended the background to make it wider, right? Because mine was a horizontal picture. You made it into a square picture. Maybe this is also the reason why you put the horse here, to cover up a little bit of the background, but that's just like speculation. I don't know about that. That's a really cool result here. The arm here, this is very bright, and that you can see like it's very overexposed, which goes a little bit, which bites a little bit with the softness and the pastelness of the rest of the colors in here. So maybe also try to cover this up a little bit with a more darker tone, right? Maybe also put a little bit of noise on that, so you can use in Affinity Photo. What is it called again? The kind of noise they have. They have a special noise filter, and you can use that to make just one layer with that noise. Perlin noise, right? They have Perlin noise, and then they have this other thing that makes an even smoother noise. I can't remember right now. There's a second one where you can make your own formulas in there, and there you can get an even smoother noise, and then you put it over here so it gives a little bit of a structure, and then make this a little bit darker and more creamy, right? I used to have it on my computer, but sometimes if I wanted to move water to, for example, it created strange things. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That is, at the beginning, it's not easy to create that in a good way that looks like naturally flowing water. That's hard to do. But do they have a software you can download? I think what you mean is the same thing that they have from Corel. Corel has a software like that, and the animations from Corel, they don't look good. Thank you very much, Sabine, for that entry. I've used this picture here multiple times that Carl is using, this kind of sky picture. That is actually a very interesting idea with the mirror in the background. There's a little bit of maybe a problem from the editing standpoint. We can see that here the face is a lot darker and has different kind of lighting in it than the reflection where this side of the face is brighter. Yeah, it's brighter and is less contrasted. So that is a bit strange, but I mean, the idea is really cool. And also to create this as a disc, to see this as a disc is really actually very interesting. I'm kind of curious why you let the little man in here, but maybe that's part of the story that you wanted to create with that. So it's a good starting point. From the editing, it's a little bit rough, but it's okay. Like you don't always have to go into super detail. If you just wanted to make like a basic composition, then that's a good starting point there, right? By the way, I found that a lot of people didn't remove these little imperfections on the skin. That is really interesting to me. This is from Claudia. She's actually the photo model in the picture here. Did a very cool edit. So she's doing her own photography also and doing a lot of editing, learning a lot of editing process. And she has this kind of also fantasy approach, more of a dreamy princess fantasy approach. Mine, I think, is a little bit rougher, maybe a little bit darker from the concept. Hers is more dreamy and playful and positive. I often have a little bit of darker elements in mine. Dystopian elements sometimes, if you know what I mean. So it's a really very nice edit. Something to look out here for, this is also what I corrected in my thing at the end, is that if you correct the shadows too much, the face gets too flat. So you want to paint in a little bit of shadow here, maybe under the eye. So because there's the bone on the skull. So you can do this very beautifully with dodge and burn, that afterwards you go onto the picture and make some parts a little bit darker and other parts a little bit brighter. And this shapes the roundness of the surface, and you can then get a nice structure here where this goes like how can I say, in a flat way, and then it bulges out a little bit and goes in and then comes out here again. So this is really interesting. By the way, if you're interested in that, one second. There we go. Okay. If you're interested in these kind of things, I can highly suggest to you that you buy one of these skulls for yourself, or maybe some other skeletal part like a hand or something like that, because there you can actually see and feel the bone structure, and that's kind of good and interesting to know. Because you can feel your own face, of course, but you have all the muscles and the skin in the way, so you don't really feel what is going on with the bones. You don't really see what is going on. For example, when you look at the nose, I mean, you have seen it in movies, but to feel it and actually understand it, when you look at the nose, it looks like this. You see, there is nothing here. This is an empty space. Our nose is like ending right here, and then the rest is like this soft jelly part that we have in the front. But it's also kind of interesting to know that we have this. By the way, this is not multicultural. This is like, for example, this, and I found this out with a date, that Asians don't have that. This is really interesting. Like for Asians, when you push here, it's soft, it's squishy. They don't like, I don't know how the bone structure exactly looks, but with Asians, they also have problems that the glasses are not staying on the nose because there is no bone here. It's actually completely flat, and then somewhere the nose starts. But this part here between the eyes is connected. There is not this kind of, you see, with this, there is a really thick bone coming out here and standing about the thickness of my thumb. You can see I can hide my thumb behind that. So that's really interesting to have that. And this is where you understand also when you turn it around, where the shadow goes, where the highlights go. So to have that is really interesting to understand the structure of the face, of the bone, stuff like that, and how to paint that on afterwards, right? Yeah, just as a remark. Okay, let's go on. And it adds a lot to the understanding, right? Okay. So thank you very much, Claudia. Really cool entry. Very, very nice. Let's go to the next one from Nick. Wow, this is very dark. Dark is the spark. Okay, so this seems to be the concept here. I wanted the model to be the sole source of interest and attention. In this edit, I imagined gold sunlight streaming through a window and falling on the model in the dark room space, with the frame on the window creating shadows and unique strong contrast, giving a sense of depth, texture, and interest with total focus on the subject. Ah, so this is where these shadows are here. I see. Okay, so there's a lot of editing included. Now, it's a really interesting edit. It's very like dark, also like psychologically dark. I feel like a little bit. So it doesn't have this kind of soft sunset feeling, more like a, I don't know, there's something really dramatic and painful happening right now feeling, at least to me. One of the things I think why that is also because, this is what I talked about before, if you cover up the eyes, you can't look into the eyes of the person. This is where we see how the person is thinking, where the emotion is coming from, right? If you can't see the eyes of a person, you don't know what they, well, you don't know what they think, but you know what they feel right now. This is why this is so important to us, to be able to do that. And you know that you need that connection, especially for the, like it becomes really apparent, for example, when you are in a situation where someone tells you, for example, with a dog, don't look the dog in the eyes. But we always look for the eyes because this is where we know how the dog feels right now. We want to look like, but we shouldn't. And it like, looking at the rest of the dog, the body doesn't really do it, right? You want to see the eyes to know what's going on. So that's really interesting that we are very fixated on that and get so much information from that, right? So yeah, and here it's covered up so you don't know what's going on. And I think that puts a lot of stress on the situation, and it pushes it into another situation. So maybe have the shadow somewhere else on the body, maybe over here on the hair or something like that. And the orange of the light is very dark. It's like more this kind of atomic explosion kind of, or fire orange, when she is like it looks like she's looking out of a window and there's a burning house and she put it on fire. Like sinister is what I feel like when I look at this. Maybe you have a different idea of that. They used to, I'm not sure what this is. They used to have a software. And then they went for the Abo model, I guess. They wanted to have more cash, more regularly. This is also a nice one from Billy. Thank you for that. It's the first time doing the developing thing. Just right for realistic. It's nice. The thing I'm seeing here is that it is very high contrast. Like it has a little bit of a Polaroid touch if you went for the analog view or analog like look. That's more in that direction, but still the contrast is very high and this is very like intense. So maybe make it a little bit softer. And this is also something you should think about. It's like a mistake that I often see with editing is that people use contrast and they use clarity to create sharpness in the picture, or make things more visible. And the problem is that these two things make it also very hard. They take the softness out of the surface, and especially when you have a portrait like this, you want the skin and everything to look still soft and not to get too tense, too hard, right? You might want it to be harder if you have, for example, a criminal or a bodybuilder or a warrior or stuff like that. There is reasons to make a picture look hard. But in this case, you would rather like it to be a bit softer, right? To fit the subject and the motive of the picture in that case, right? Okay, let's go to the next one, which is by Lesek. Wait, did I miss something here? Oh, Stevie said something? Backdrops are great. Okay, he was talking about a backdrop. I remember. This is a similar example. Very beautiful editing. A little bit bright for my taste, but everybody has different tastes, so that's okay. Again, the sharpness is beautiful. You put a lot of sharpness in the picture that hasn't been there in the first place because the picture is not completely sharp, but it makes it, some parts are very, became a little bit too hard, especially the hair, because of the structure. And also what you want to look out for, what you can do really beautifully with frequency separation, for example, is to remove these highlights here, because right now, and this is another thing, when you sharpen up a picture, the highlights become stronger, also because of the contrast and how the sharpening works. And this makes these areas here, these reflective patches, a lot more visible, and this makes the skin look sweaty or oily or stuff like that. And you can really fix that in a very nice way with frequency separation by just taking a little bit of the color from over here and then painting it over these parts here, maybe with a reduced opacity, and the skin structure still stays on top because of the frequency separation, right? Okay. Let's go to the next one by Ricardo. This is a rather dark one, not very dark one, but rather dark one, which is interesting. So she's standing more in the shadow. Editing with the eye on the photographer, but portrait aren't my best. Okay, interesting. Thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, this is interesting. This is also why I want to do more photography, so I can give you more of the raw files to edit, because a lot of people also said it's better to have files that have a similar state to what you're editing in the everyday life, and not this kind of studio quality super perfect pictures. So you have a raw edit and have a tutorial to that, and then you can follow that, right? So everything fits together a little bit better. Here it's nice. You can see with the how do you call that? The puffy arm of the clothing. I don't know what that's called. So here it's a lot softer, as you can see. And also even the highlights are not completely white. They have a little bit more darkness on that. She's standing very much in the shadow, but maybe that's the idea here, to have this kind of soft low light kind of picture. Maybe have a little bit more attention, a little bit more brightness around the face, so you can see that a bit better, but of course without making it too bright, so it's kind of standing out and like pushed forward while the rest of the body is staying behind. So that's not exactly what I mean by that. Just like a soft light that's in that area, maybe also a little bit on the hair, and then like fading out to these kind of other areas, right? So you see it a tiny bit better, maybe also with the hand, but you can also keep the hand in the background just to be focused more on the person, right? And I mean, that's a great thing about photography, that you can really change the picture from its original state into some completely different light situation through the editing process. This is from Marco. What is going on here? Very high contrast again. I tried to make her look like a night elf. I see. Okay. Oh, you added some like spiky ears here, so that's nice. And some arrows here with a poach. She even has an arrow in her hand, I think, that is going behind the hair, I guess, because there is no tip visible here. Again, very nice, but too much high contrast in the face. Like, again, you can see with the hair and everything, it makes it really hard. You can have a high contrast at the same time, keep it soft by maybe blurring it a little bit or giving a little bit of glow on all these kind of elements. For example, by duplicating the layer and then blending it with the background and making it a little bit blurry, like I did with the smoke, as you've seen before, and this makes it gives it a little bit of a glow effect. Or to use for example, Gaussian blur tiny bit as a live filter and set it to screen, so it's making it glow, and then just apply to the areas where you want to apply that, right? Isa says, oh wait, I have to translate that. How can I do the before and after comparison in Affinity Photo? So the one thing I do is that I use the original picture and then just duplicate it and put it as the top layer, and then I can simply turn the top layer on and off. So that's the easiest way. You can have a before and after from that. Or if you want to have an intermediate stage, you can make merge visible from just the parts you want to have visible, and then turn on the other parts, and again put that one on top of the layers, and then you can see the before and after, right? Let me show you real quick. This maybe makes a bit more sense. So we have the picture from before. Let's close this. Open the one from before. This is it. Yes. Okay. So you see, I take this original here, right click, duplicate, and then you simply drag that to the top of everything like so. And then I have the original picture here, and then you can turn it on and off and just see the difference between before and after, right? so that's easy to do. Okay, that's that. Let's close this. Okay, so thank you very much, Marco. Try to make this a little bit softer, right? All these elements. Oh, there's even a tiger in the background, right? That's interesting. Okay, cool. What else do we have here? This is from Joanne. This is very nice. I was really impressed by that when I saw that. It's a bit dark, so I'm not sure you can see that. I will copy this over real quick to Affinity Photo just to brighten it up a bit. Because the stream is making it even darker. And the cool thing that you did here is that you came up with also adding a little bit of a frame around that. Let's brighten this up a little bit, like so. I think that might be better for the stream. And you can see there is this little frame around that, which is really beautiful. It's very staying in the background still. And then there's all this kind of soft editing, very beautiful skin editing, everything very clear and clean. I like the eye color that you added here, which is kind of a little bit of aqua, but very reduced. So that's also very nice. Very nice lip colors also. And yeah, really beautiful orange sunny light. So I really like that edit. It's a bit dark, as you can see, for internet, like so. You can almost not see it in the stream. So maybe make it a little bit brighter for posting it online. So it also kind of has a better potential to grab the attention of people. Right, as you can see here as a thumbnail, and this is also an interesting thing to think about. You can see that if you look at, sorry, that's the wrong one. If you look at it as a bigger, if you look at it like this, the picture is a bit brighter, and then if you look at it like this, it's getting darker because the smaller something gets, we see less of the bright areas, and so we see it as a darker picture. So the smaller the picture gets, the more you want to pump up the colors, because it also gets discolored, and make it a little bit brighter and a little bit more contrast, so it looks still good when you have a very small format, right? So that's interesting how pictures, just by changing the size, also change how they look to us. So this is the next one by Mary Ellison. This is done with this filter from Gimmick, I guess. A lot of stuff in here. The good thing is you kept the face mostly clean of that effect, so we can actually see that, and also the hands. So we can still see the subject, but it's a lot. There's a lot of bokeh balls here, maybe a bit too much. I erased the nose ring and the tattoo. Okay, lightened under the eyes and got rid of the little crease under the chin. Interesting, yes. Yeah, you did a lot of editing from the small parts and did a few bits of hair. Okay, yes, you also covered up the hair. So you did a lot of editing and then kind of covered everything up with this effect from Gimmick. That's maybe a bit too much. Sometimes less is more. So if you use that effect, I think with the settings you can reduce the amount of bokeh balls, especially these super huge bokeh balls here in the foreground, and just have a hint in there, right? To keep it nice and dreamy. Interesting edit. Thank you very much, Mary. Let's go to the next one. This is by Gregory. Oh, okay. So this is again a very dark one. There is not much left of the rest of the picture. But it's interesting. Sometimes you have these images where just by, how can I say, by the photographic technique, you can also do this in camera, where you drown out everything from the background and you just have this kind of lights, islands of, how can I say, of picture, of face, of portrait in the foreground, which can be really interesting. You more often see that in black and white pictures, but it's also interesting like this. So that's actually very nice. It's the composition is a bit strange, but this is probably because the picture is made for this kind of effect, because this kind of, like the hair is going down here very bright, and then there is a gap, and suddenly you see this dark hand over here. I'm not actually sure if you can see that in the stream, the hand over here. So a different position of the body for that portrait would probably have been a lot better. But it's from the editing, it's really interesting. Thank you very much for that, Gregory. So really cool idea to do it like that. Okay, let's go on to the next one. We have another one using the gimmick bokeh ball effect. Again, a bit heavy. Also, you didn't completely remove it from the face. You can see there is still some yellow left over here and in that area, and also down at the chin. So you made some really hard edges here. Rather try to blend it more soft, and when you use a mask, you can make the mask visible, I think, by holding Alt and clicking on the mask. You can see where the mask is painted, where not, so you can check if this is actually removing everything. And then you have a nice, I mean, it's a nice contrast for the blue colors with the what is it, yellow, but the yellow is very atomic, so that's a pretty intense edit, I would say. Try to implement the things a little bit softer, maybe, and then they mix together, they come together better. It's more, it feels more, how can I say, intended, because right now there's a lot of different smudges and little things here that are still problematic, and then kind of rips it from the concept that you wanted to show here, I guess. Okay. Interesting. Thank you very much, Marcus. Let's go on to the next one. How many more do we have? A little bit, not too many. Okay, we can go through that. Wow. Okay. This is from Hippolyte. Thank you very much. Karen. Okay. I tried something very simple and used the frequency, changed the color, and used the filter forge for the frame. Interesting. Okay. I see how the frame is matching the colors of her. And all the also the red is matching the red in the picture. So to bring these together, it's not exactly the same colors, but they are similar. At the same time, the frame is a little bit intense. You know, it's very strong for the picture. Maybe either make it a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, or maybe a little bit darker, so it's not like that extremely attention grabbing. Or maybe that's intended. I mean, it looks interesting. It looks a little bit like the back of a playing card, to be honest. Again, very high contrast in this case, but the contrast is there, but at the same time, the hair and the skin is soft. So as you see, you can do that. The colors are very intense, but I guess that's intended, that you have these very powerful colors in the lips and also in the background here with the roses. So yeah, why not? Looks interesting. Again, it has kind of this kind of vintage touch. I would say maybe like a print from the 70s or so. So yeah, it's interesting. Thank you very much, Hippolyte. Or Karen. Sorry, I'm not sure which part of the name to use. This one was really cool. I think Claudio also liked this a lot. I had to look twice to realize that this is actually a different body here with a different dress, which is, I think, a really cool idea. I've never thought about completely changing the body and just keeping the face. I think even the hair, you can see here, even the hair is different hair. So that is very creative, a really interesting idea from Wolfgang. So what does he write here? I had the idea to cover the model with the roses and give it a body. For this, I have first cleaned up the face, although it was always afraid that I would do too much and that I would turn into a mask. In Filter Forge 10, with double exposure, edit the rose picture, then the original is used in the 2D person. For the 2D person, put a new wig on the head, the hair of the old wig on the left cheek showered away and remodeled. I'm not sure what that means. Seated on a new body with a baroque dress. Then put the collage together. Finally, gold. Like, wow, you invested a lot of work. Golden light from Magnificent Sunlight. Oh, okay, really? You even used one of my sunlight overlays, Golden Light 03. Interesting. And added 25% opacity to give it the whole photo a warm touch. Awesome. The bird from the challenge 08. Okay. Has also found the landing place. Right, there we go. And you even raised the like the wings of the bird. Wow. So you did a lot of work here. Very interesting, very nice. You even, I think you remodeled the face a little bit, because here it's longer and thinner. You can see here how like round the face is, and here it's like a different shape to fit over the face of this other model. So that's really interesting. Yeah, lots of work. I think like the elements fit really nice together. I also like how you made that the shadow of the body is falling onto the frame of the picture. So you have this kind of 3D effect that this is kind of, it's not exactly hanging behind her on the wall. It's more like floating in a virtual space of roses in the background. And you found a rose picture that you put there, like everything is covered with the roses. So that's really interesting. Also, I want to invest a lot more time into researching digital backgrounds, because you can do really amazing things with that. One thing that's a bit strange is why you have like you have this roses picture here, which fits really well on the arm, but then why do you have it on the face too? Maybe you forgot to remove it there, or I guess it's the concept, like I say, with double exposure, because it's also on the hands and hair and everywhere. So that's interesting. By the way, another small detail, I'm not sure if you can see that. Let's open this in a new tab, is that the wing of the bird is actually, going over the frame of the picture. Another little hint that this is kind of a 3D effect rather than just being 2D. So that's really cool. There's a lot of really interesting, innovative ideas in here. Really like that. The masking seems off. From the hair. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So this is from Karen. You also used the magnificent sunlight coming from the right side this time. I still need to do the video to show a little bit more how to apply that. But interesting, very natural look on her, rather darker, a little bit of a blue light. So interestingly enough, you used the sunlight coming in from the right, but then didn't make the rest of the picture have more of an orange touch from this kind of sunlight. So that's interesting. And you blended it in a way where you only see the rays, but not the light itself. So that's interesting. Again, like I have to do a video on how to use that better, and added a little bit of a cat over here. I'm not sure if you want the the hand to touch the cat, because the cat is a lot more in front of the hand. Especially also if you have things that are brighter, they're coming closer to you, and the cat is a lot brighter than the hand. So for us as a viewer, the impression is that the cat is very much up to the like I kind of say the limit of the image, like touching the, how do I say, the glass of the image, if you know what I mean. It is almost like jumping out of the window, of the frame, sorry. And then the hand is a lot more in the background, so that's also interesting. Let's go on to the next one. Not even once. What's going on here? Accentuated. This is from Matthew. A light coloration under the eyes. What? I don't know what's going on here. Is this from a movie that I don't know? Not even once? I think that's a show. Is that a show on Netflix? Not even once? Got me think about sending a social message with this picture. She looks like she was in a fight, but I don't know. Accentuated a slight coloration under her eye. Looked like she had circles under her eye. Yeah, she had circles, but you made them darker. Did you want to do the like different to make them brighter? I don't know, because she looks like she has like a blue eye. She was kicked in the face. I don't know exactly. I don't know what to say right now. Also the lips are very interesting. Like you just painted this on. You have to blend this a little bit, Because if you just paint it on, I would rather make a selection and then use a adjustment layer to adjust the colors of the lip, not paint on them, unless you want this to be lipstick. But in that case, like it's too intense, and also it looks painted on too much, right? So you have to look at where it goes over the edge a little bit, and maybe like make it a lot more soft on the edges around the lip, so it looks more like it's painted on. And then multiply or blend it with the background layer, so you still have the highlights and the shadows there, so it's actually warping with the, not warping, but like looking like it's actually on the surface and not hovering above the surface of the skin. But the rest is like, I don't know, she looks like she was beaten in that. I'm not sure if that's intended. Let me know. I'm not sure. Daniela says, I think it's an allegation against female violence. But what does not even once mean? Not even once. I don't know. He's making a point about domestic violence. Is it a phrase? Is it like a slogan from some campaign, not even once? Because I don't know that. I don't understand what it means. Did she not even once try to flee or get out of the situation? Or you shouldn't do that even once? Or I don't know what exactly. I'm not sure. Okay, let's go to the next one by Andreas. No clue what I'm doing, but I slowly get the basics. It looks pretty cool. I have to say it looks very nice. Interesting situation with the light. And also that you had this kind of classic move here that you see in classic paintings, that you have bright hair and then make the background here a little bit darker, and then it gets brighter again. So this little shadow here is simply there so you can see the outline of the face and the hair. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think you do a lot of dodge and burn on the hair to give it more of this structure and have this kind of flowing like movement in there. Looks really cool. I really like that. There is a little bit of this kind of green shimmer on the face that is a bit strange, I think. Also on the hair, I feel like there's a little bit of a green touch there. Maybe keep that rather warm as to also separate it better from the background. But I kind of like that. It's an interesting edit. Really interesting. Yeah. Thank you very much. It means women should not be hit even once. Interesting. Don't hit someone not even once. I guess that's I guess it's from a campaign or something, because I've never heard that. I didn't think about that. Not even once. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay, thanks. Thanks for telling me. All right, so yeah, cool edit, really interesting. Let's do the next one, which is by Jens. Could not really decide what to do with this. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And this is by, I mean, yes, if you don't, like you said, it's kind of the concept is a little bit like you didn't know what to put there. So it has a lot of stuff going on. I kind of get the elements that you wanted to mix with the classic frame and the classic antique statue in the background. And then I'm not sure if this is a museum light on the wall or if this is a sunset. But the thing is that all these elements grab a lot of attention and they do it in a similar way. So it's not clear where you want people to look, right? Because the model and the sculpture, they have the same kind of brightness, and then the sunset again has this brightness. So you're kind of drawn over here with your eyes where the sunset is, or is it a wall light? Again, I'm not sure. But also kind of to these elements, and they don't really, like there is nothing really connecting them. So it's kind of, why are they all there? I'm not sure. It's an interesting editing, but yeah, this is like, again, where I would suggest to look at Pinterest, figure out some different concepts, and also some different like structures with the color, with the shadows, with everything where you want to put stuff, and to bring these together, right? Should not happen even once. Okay, interesting. Daniela Olivio, in our countries in South America and in Spain, the example, there is a campaign that translates not a single one more. Ni una más. Okay, I've never heard of that, but it's really good. It's like the Me Too, but in a different way. Like, it's not about sexuality. It's about how do you say, violence, a different kind of violence. Of course, it's not sexual violence, but physical violence. So that's interesting. Okay, yeah, good. It's good. Really good that they have these kind of movements. Every day in Argentina. Wow. Okay. That is a lot. I mean, it would be a lot to have one in a month, but one a day? That is, whew. Okay. The photo corrupts works if it exceeds 500 megabytes. Do you know why Affinity Photo corrupts works? It corrupts works? You mean when you save them? Hi, Evo from Canada, how you doing? When you save them, by the way, we have to end the stream because we already a lot over the time. Okay, this is the Dorian Gray. Was there another one with Dorian Gray too, or did you change that? This is from Peter. I've seen another one before where I thought, like, what? What is going on here? It's interesting, especially if you've read Dorian Gray. I really like the edit. Again, the frame is grabbing a lot of attention in this case, away from the picture. So if the frame was like maybe the same but darker, I think that would be better. So you look more at the person, but at the same time it's really cool. I like the edit with the like grunge effect over the skin, so everything is like breaking down, the beauty is going away, everything is like degrading, which is part of the story of Dorian Gray. So yeah, I really like that. Very nice, very good. Also like story in the pictures, really cool. You could have maybe also used Liquify to like pull maybe an eye a little bit down or something like that to like make the face look a little bit melted or something, to have even more deterioration in here. So yeah, interesting, really cool. Thank you very much, Peter. Ooh, interesting. I want to build things like that. The thing here is like, this is from Niels. Sorry, Niels, that I deleted the other picture. I'm gonna write you later. It's really cool that you built up the background with even more of these roses in here. So you extended that a little bit, put her on the background again. I like also what you did with the hair, where it's laying on this puffy arm. So different kind of hair structure, more volume than in my edit. This is nice, but it doesn't like through the warping. The perspective is kind of skewed also. So I get what you tried to do here, but it's kind of, it didn't completely work, although it looks cool. So if you can make it work with a little bit more work on this layer, push and pull it a little bit more to get it in perspective, then that is really cool. I also like the rest of the light situation. I think with these rays on her head, this kind of crown she's wearing, putting a little bit of a brighter light behind her, like a glowing aura, just a tiny bit, would maybe help all of the picture to come together with this kind of making everything look like she's a saint or something, if you know what I mean. Hi, Lisette from Puerto Rico. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's go. How much more? Oh, this was the last one? No, there's one from Jimmy. Okay. Wait, is there one more? 1 second. Oh, there's one more. Okay, so we have two more. Oh, nice one. Okay. So this is a very nice color combination of blue and red or orange tones, as you can see here. Background blue. And then we have like this reddish tone in the roses, on the skin, on the lips. And then we have blue again in the eyes. So this is following this concept of having a maximum of 2 or maybe 3 different colors. 2 is better. The less different colors you have in your picture, the better. If it allows from the subject, of course. But you can see how this brings everything together. So very nice. I really like that. It's very cool. Interesting. And it, from the effects, from the way you use that, it looks a little bit painted, which is also interesting. I'm not sure if you intended that. So maybe if you didn't intend that, then the editing is a bit too much in the way where you smooth things out to a degree where it loses the surface texture and it looks too flat. If it was intended, it's really cool. It's a really interesting effect because it goes more into the area of being a painting. Especially here in the face and hair area, because the arms down here, they still look a lot more realistic, and here in the skin there's a lot of like this smoothing going on that makes it flat or like more paint-like, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's go to the last one by Huge. Okay, I think you wanted to do like this sketch effect. It's interesting, but why the bright spot in there? I'm trying this effect combined with one of your January light styles. That's interesting, but it looks like you have it on a thin paper and then you hold it against like a light, you know, like there is like a fire in the background or some other light, and then the light is shining through the paper from the background. So I don't know, it's a bit strange. The paint effect is cool, but I think that shining light from the background kind of eats up the paint, this kind of sketch effect. It's better to have it on just on a paper, and then I feel like, right? Especially if you make it smaller, you don't have the idea anymore that this is a painted picture. Sorry, a sketch. It rather looks like, I don't know, like a print on a foil with some light coming from the background. It looks a little bit more plastic-like, right? But I mean, if that's what you wanted to do, if that's kind of the look you're going for, it's still okay. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just giving you my impression of that, right? Okay, that's it for today. I hope that was interesting. So this was really the first one where you see me also editing the pictures, and now you see how slow the process is and how much time I spent on the different steps. But I hope it's still interesting to see that. And let's do that the next time to see if people enjoy that, if people come back to see that. Otherwise, we can also do some other things, maybe composites again, stuff like that. Okay. Whew. Right, this was a long stream, 2.5 hours. Sorry for that. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Again, thank you, Trude, for the amazing coffee and the chocolate. If you want to send me something, send me a message. I give you my address through that. And yeah, thank you very much and see you soon. Bye.
Status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Yeah. Riding around the city with a stick all black. Try with a stroke, but we ain't with all that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Made $1 million and I can't go back. Got a lot of jewelry on me, man, you can't hold that. 12 asking better, tell him that I ain't so crack. Know your money long when your people can't afford that. I'm ballin', yeah. My mama told me that did my calling. I keep that stick, I don't do no brawling.